Hi there internet friends. Today we're going to be talking about the Miyoo A30. Miyoo A30, what's that stand for? Well, Miyoo is the company that did the Miyoo Mini and the Miyoo Mini Plus. They were ridiculously popular handhelds. People would get multiple versions of the Miyoo Mini just to get the different colours. Oh, so they were good? Yep, they were pretty good. They had an operating system called Onion OS. Operating systems are a really big thing in this industry. Really? Yep, you'll get to see that as we go along in the videos. Oh, okay. It is quite important. It can change a handheld from something which is nice to get into games to something which is a bit of a chore. Oh, okay. So the A30 part? That, I have no idea. Oh, okay. I mean, it's got a A33 quad-core processor in it, which is a bit like A30, but it's not A30. Well, no. So I don't really know what the A30 stands for. But it's there. Is it something to do with the screen? Well, sometimes these screens do get into the titles. Like the Ambernic 28XX, the 28 stands for 2.8 inches. But this is also a 2.8 inch handheld, and it's A30, which is not 2.8. Oh, that's all very confusing. Well, yes, it is. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. The thing to remember about this handheld is to get in context, really. Context? Yeah. It's not the best handheld. It's not been well reviewed by some people. Some people like it, some people don't. You just gotta put it in context with all the other handhelds. Oh, okay. So why are we doing this? Well, that, really. That is quite cheap. Yep. Whether you're dealing with pounds or euros or dollars, it seems to be under 30 of all of them in a lot of places, or close to it anyway. Oh, okay. So where do you get it? Well, you get it on wherever, really. There's lots of websites that do it. There's lots of third-party websites like GoGameGeek or AliExpress that have lots of versions of it. Miyoo have an official store on AliExpress, and this is pretty cheap on all of them, really. Oh, okay. That's a bit odd for this sort of handheld. You're used to this kind of thing, to be honest. It's just part of the industry. Oh, well, fine. Okay. So it's got a 2.8 inch IPS display, 640 by 480 resolution, and it's 4.3. Is that normal for this sort of thing? Yeah, trust me. You get a lot of handhelds that are around this kind of spec. Really? Oh yeah. They often are 3.5 inch, but this is 2.8. Not a bad thing. Slightly smaller, kind of easier to put in your pocket, just based on preference. 640 by 480 is a really standard resolution. It tends to work well for a lot of older systems, Mega Drive or Genesis if you're in America, that sort of thing. And 4.3, well, a lot of them in 4.3 are close to it. So this is the sort of normalish screen. Oh, okay. Anything else to note about it? Not really. It's just the kind of standard display you get on these things. All right, hit me with the specs. What have we got? Well, we've got a 512 megabytes of RAM. Is that good? Well, it's fine, probably. Oh. In these systems that are this kind of power, you can kind of expect a bit more than that, sometimes double that amount of RAM, but this might be okay. We'll see. Oh, okay. And the 64 gigabytes of storage? Well, that is kind of fine. So they're both kind of fine. Well, yes. Thing with RAM is you kind of don't want to have more than you need because more is not better after a while. Oh, okay. But if this was double the 512 megabytes of RAM, maybe you might get more performance, but who knows? This doesn't have it, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, okay. And the 64 gigabytes of storage? Well, the thing about this system, if you're just going to stick to the 2D systems, your 8-bit and 16-bit ones, the NES, the SNES, the Mega Drive, or Genesis if you're American and other nations. I don't know why they called it Genesis. The problem of being in Britain. It's the Mega Drive to us. What can I say? But anyway, so the thing with 64 gigabytes of storage is it's good for the 2D systems, but once you get into disk-based systems, it's not so good. PlayStation, Dreamcast, PSP, things like this can play most of PlayStation, not so much of Dreamcast and PSP. Oh, okay. But they start to get quite big in game sizes, and then 64 gigabytes isn't that much. Oh. You didn't mention N64 or DS. Well, those are a bit different. They are very small sizes, so it would be okay for those. Oh, okay. Well, that's looking good. Actually, it's looking even better because these come with SD cards. And SD cards are super duper cheap and means that you can get loads and loads of data on it. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. This comes with an SD card, so that'll be alright. Well, it does, but there's a problem. What's that? The SD cards are awful. Oh, how bad is awful? Bad as in, well, you can take the data and clone it and put it on another SD card if you want to, but the SD card it comes with, it'll probably break fairly soon. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just a thing in this industry. You just kind of get used to it after a while. Okay, well, what else have we got on the spec sheet? It's got a 2600 milliamp hour battery. Is that good? No. Oh. I mean, for this system, it should be fine, I guess. It's not going to be playing a lot of high systems, or it will play some, but most people won't. But yeah, 2600 isn't that amazing for this kind of system, really. Oh, okay. It's okay. It'll be fine. So, what does it have that's good? It's got Wi-Fi, which a lot of the cheaper systems don't have. Oh, well, that's good. But there's an issue with that. I'm kind of getting a theme with this one. Well, yes. So what's the issue with the Wi-Fi? It doesn't work. Alright, fine. Yep, I know that because I've seen other reviews of this thing, and yeah, the Wi-Fi doesn't really work yet. Yeah, even when you put on custom firmware, it doesn't tend to work very well. How do you mean not very well? As in, not at all. Oh, okay. So, you can ask other questions if you want to. I'm not sure I want to anymore. Go on. Well, alright, the last thing is Linux. What can you tell me about that? It's fine-ish. Why is it just fine-ish? Well, the operating system on here isn't the best. Okay. See, the other Miyoo systems, the Mini and the Plus, they had amazing operating system on it. This really doesn't. Okay, fine. There might be custom firmware out in the future that can fix it. There's some custom firmware right now which is better, but it's early days. That's the fun of Linux. You can get custom firmware on it, which is nice, but what's not so nice is that, well, let's be honest. Sometimes people release things and they don't quite put enough effort into it. Okay, fine. It's just one of those things. What are you gonna do? Wow, that was a weird jump cut. Well, yes. I was going to cut to getting into here and getting some scissors and all the rest of it, but there was a problem with that. There was no box. It just came in this little wrapper thing, and then just came as a carry case. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it's weird that other people don't do that, to be honest. The carry case is designed to be robust, and just send it in the carry case. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, well, it's a nice carry case. Yeah, it looks pretty premium. It's got the Miyoo A30 logo on it. It's got 64G on a sticker, and it's got a little pink sticker here, which I assume is more for the factory than for anything else. But hey, it shows it's been made a little bit different for us. Oh, good. Anything on the back? Well, it says made in China. Yeah, that's not very exciting. Alright, well, let's get into it. Okay, so it's got a USB-A to USB-C cable. Wow. Yep, well, they have to let you charge it, I guess. It's a decent length. Yep, that's good, I guess. Alright, well, what else has it got? It's got... Why are you laughing? Well, the thing about this is some people like to use it for music or for just using through their headphones. Because if you use Bluetooth for music, it gives latency. And also, this thing doesn't have Bluetooth anyway, so you can do that. So what they've apparently done is just put a USB-C to 3.5mm headphone adapter in here. Wouldn't it have been easier to just put the port on their product? Well, yes. And probably cheaper, because it doesn't take a lot of money to put it onto a motherboard and doesn't take up any space on the shell. Well, yes. What can I say? Alright, well, let's get rid of that. What else do we have here? We've got the Miyoo manual! Yay! Is it going to be exciting? We'll see. It has stuff in English, which, trust me, don't take for granted in these systems. Sometimes they do not. Okay. Does it say anything exciting? Well, it tells you how to get started and install games and power on and off and be in idle mode and sleep mode and wake up. Okay. It also tells you how to firmware upgrade. Oh, okay. That's a bit strange because, well, let's be honest, you kind of want to buy a thing and it just works. Having a firmware upgrade instructions here sort of suggests they expect you to do something to it afterwards, which is not ideal. No. To be generous, they might just mean that they're going to do a firmware upgrade and they would like you to download it. Okay. Yeah, it is asking a bit much. And often these companies don't do firmware upgrades, but sometimes they do. So who knows? Well, how would you know they've done a firmware upgrade? Discord? Oh. They expect you to do quite a lot with this thing, don't they? Yes. It's just the way these things are. Alright. Well, shall we get to the actual thing? Oh, yes. It's got a nice little wrapping paper to it. That's good. Oh. Oh. First of all, your eye's going a bit wonky. Let's fix that. Thank you very much. The more important thing that they can't probably see on the camera You see that trigger there? The right trigger? The R1? R1 it is, yes, R1. That is not supposed to look like that. That is broken. Ow. Yep, that does not press at all. Does R2 press? That does, but the volume up doesn't. Oh. Right. Well, we have a defective unit then, don't we? Yes, we do. Did you get this from the official website? Well, the official website's on AliExpress, and I did get it from AliExpress. So, did you get it from the official website? No. But it was cheaper from the one that I got it from. Okay. Alright, fine. Okay, so what are we going to do? I don't know. Shall we see if it turns on? Yeah, sure. It's not even turning on, is it? No, not at all. Is there a trick to this? Hold on. Let's read the instructions and see if we can turn this on. This is making us look very professional. Oh, I know. I really know. Power on. Press and hold the power button for 3 seconds to power on. That's what I did. So, we have a unit that has broken buttons and doesn't turn on. Great. Okay, so what are we going to do now? Well, first of all, I'll plug this in. And hopefully, while we fill for time, it will charge up enough to actually turn on. It's got a red light. That is the very minimum I would expect from this sort of device. Well, yes. So, yeah. What do we do now? We can do a button test. We're scraping the barrel here. Oh, yes, we are. But never mind, we're puppets. No one's taking this particularly seriously. Very true. Okay, so let's check out how the buttons feel. Okay. You know what? I think they're okay. Yep, as buttons go, they are a nice clicky feel. They are reasonably sized, unlike some other handhelds. Ambenic 288XX. That's not how you say it. Ambenic 28XX. It's difficult when you only see it written down, isn't it? Yes. Alright, well, let's test more of it. Let's test the other buttons. Select and start are reasonable. Well, yeah, but, you know, they're select and start, so who cares really? I do like the D-pad. Yeah, no, that's alright. The D-pad is the right sort of clicky, mushy. Let's see how it performs in the games. And that can be kind of a software issue anyway. But yeah, it's kind of, as D-pads go, that's quite a good one. Oh. Yeah. So the thing about these sticks, the Switch sticks, which everyone loves, yes we do, they are recessed, which is a good and a bad thing. How so? Well, they're recessed so that it does well in your pocket. If you don't have the case on, it can just slip in and it's fine. And what's the downside? They don't feel that great, really. Oh, okay. But that's kind of fine with this sort of thing, because the systems where you need a stick, this won't really be playing. Mostly, you'll use the stick for some of the N64 titles, but even then it's only making up for the C buttons, so it's not that important to be super accurate. Any PlayStation stuff, you can just pretend to use a D-pad, like a lot of people did on the original PlayStation, which is absolutely fine. Very true. Dreamcast, well, yes, Dreamcast, it would have been nice to have a good stick, but you won't be playing much of that in this anyway. Okay, well, that's all fine then. So what about the other buttons? I was hoping to avoid the other buttons. Why are you hoping to avoid the other buttons? Well, because the other buttons are the shoulder buttons and they're the broken ones. Yeah, you make a good point. Should we try them anyway? Yeah, sure. Well, the plus volume button does not work. Okay. And the L1 and L2 are fine and nice and clicky and feel alright. And there's a problem there. Well, yeah, the problem is that the R2 doesn't work at all. And the volume up doesn't work at all. This is going really well for our first unboxing. Yeah, it's not going fantastic, is it? Also, I've noticed the light isn't even on anymore on the side. So it's not charging. I don't even know anymore. Shall we try and turn it on again? Why not? Okay, so this has not been the best unboxing, has it? I don't think so. It doesn't turn on. The buttons don't work and are broken. I've just noticed something else as well. Oh god, what else is there? There's a bit of plastic just left in here. It's always a great sign when you have something that just leaves parts around. Yeah, what is this? Oh, it's the bit that goes in between the R1 and the R2. It's just missing, and that's because it's there. Okay, fine. What else is there to say about this thing? Well, it's got an SD card. Yep, that looks about as good as any of these cheap SD cards that have no branding on at all, that I wouldn't trust in any way. Okay. So in summary, what have we got here? A handheld that has had a mixed review from the community so far, and this is completely broken in every possible way. It doesn't turn on. Right. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Come back again. Bye.